If you're one of my usual viewers, you must be wondering why I agreed to review hearing aids, and I'll tell you why. Um, a lot of our parents are getting much older, and for some reason, a lot of them are in denial about having hearing loss and willing to try out something new. And I think this is a perfect thing for that, because a lot of them don't want to go to the doctor. They because of that denial, they don't want to admit that okay, I can't hear you properly, or so on and so forth. This is accessible. This you can buy off of Amazon and just give to them to try it out. You can tell them it's just like a set of TWS earphones, because it is. It comes in a little case. So if that helps them step into the world of understanding that they can hear a little bit better, it can help with other things, because a lot of research in fact has shown that hearing loss can lead to a few other issues in the long run. So it's always better to try and maintain your hearing even when you get older. So thank you to the folk at Tomore for making this review possible by sending me this demo unit. All thoughts and opinions are my own, as always. So let's jump into how this is built and everything you get in the box. The unboxing is pretty straightforward, but you get a whole bunch of interesting things that I've not seen before, because I'm so used to reviewing TWS earphones. But this does have that essence of being TWS earphones, because you do get the little charging case that has a little lanyard on it, so you can hold on to it. You do see the Tomore branding on that, of course, and within it you will get the hearing aids and a screen that also shows you the battery percentage of the case and the hearing aids as well. Then in the rest of the box, you also do get a little earwax guard tool that will help you remove these little earwax protectors that is in the hearing aid as well. So if those get really clogged, you can replace them with this along with this tool. You also do get a whole bunch of different kinds of ear tips for different sizes, because this of course will sit far into your ear canal. So it's best to get the right size properly. Also, once you get the right size, this will ensure that these don't whistle. If you've heard whistling from hearing aids, it's usually because it fits incorrectly or is too far away out of your ear canal. So this is a good way to make sure that it fits well. And of course, you will also get a charging cable, a USB type A to USB type C charging cable. You do get the literature, and you also do get a little cleaning brush. So this will help you maintain it and keep it clean, get the earwax off, get any dirt and debris off to maintain good and proper ear health. Moving on to the comfort of these. Well, I did try these out for a few days, and the thing is, you have to kind of get used to this. And this goes for your parents as well. If they are planning on using it, they have to get used to it. So you have to look at the diagram as to how this has to fit, because it's not like your typical TWS earphone that you sit over here. This has to sort of be pushed into the ear canal, and these are really tiny. So because of the size, they can fit far deeper inside your ear canal. And also, I mean, it's difficult to drop, but it does have a little shank over here that you can grab. So these are so small, they do look almost invisible because it sits far into your ear canal, and you can just pull them out while holding that shank. Now, it does have these ear tips that I told you about that you have to swap through and see which one fits you best. And of course, it does have a tiny little button, which I'll show you in B-roll. It has a little button that you use to click it. So you can control your volume, you can control different modes while you go through this. So the different modes are, one, I think the first mode just boosts certain frequencies in the mid to slightly upper frequency range. And the second mode makes that a little bit more prominent. And the third mode is beneficial for a lot of, should I say, people who suffer with tinnitus, because it lets in a bit of noise. So it sounds like this white noise, sort of hushing sound that plays through, and it can mask your tinnitus. Then, of course, you can go through different volume modes. So that's, I think, level 1 to level 5. And not only does your volume change, but it changes the gain. So while you're changing the gain, you might hear a whistle if your finger's close to the microphone, because, I mean, gain means it's getting more sensitive. So it'll get, it'll be more prone to reacting to things that are close to it. Then when it comes to how this sounds, well, I have tried this with different situations. So I've tried it while trying to absorb content on YouTube from my laptop. I've tried to watch something on TV, something on my phone, and there's definitely a boost where there needs to be. So usually a lot of people start to lose a lot of hearing in the upper mids to higher frequencies. So it's boosting a lot of that. and it does do that. So the thing is, I had to keep the volume low because thankfully I still have sensitivity and good hearing in that range. But I can see a lot of people who've been hit with that range, and it's not necessarily senior citizens. I mean, there are some people who've been exposed to very loud work environments, who've not worn ear protection. People who've been, near explosions or stuff like that, where your ears have gotten hit pretty bad. This can benefit those people. Now, when you use it for that kind of stuff for media consumption, it's definitely not going to sound as natural as your own ears would. This does create some amount of isolation because of being so far into your ear and with those ear tips. Yes, it's definitely a bit weird and it takes time to get used to, but it does boost that frequency. And in fact, once you've had it on for a little while, the people talking near you does, come through much clearer. But again, you have to acclimate to this. So if you are getting this for your folks, you have to make sure they use it for a few days to get used to it. And the other thing is, you'll start hearing a lot of things in that frequency range. Like if somebody is handling a piece of paper, that little flutter around air, or things being moved on a table, you'll start hearing a lot of those things. So it makes sense to spend time with it and get the setting that you want and the setting that you like, as well as the volume or gain settings. Only that, once you customize it properly, will it make sense. Now, having said that, at the same time, this is something you can buy off from Amazon to help you get past that issue of, my parents don't want to go and, try this, get a custom hearing aid made, or it's to handle that issue. Or if you're somebody who has hearing loss and you need some help with that, it's easy enough to buy and use it and get an experience for it before you are willing to go and get a custom one. Now, if you do want an absolutely top of the line set, it makes sense to do that. If you're okay, or your parents are okay going to the hospital, go get it done. Let a proper ENT doctor and an audiologist figure you out and figure out, where you've got hearing loss, what needs to be tweaked, and how it needs to be compensated. This, I think, is that intermediate where you can introduce whoever to hearing aids and see how beneficial they are, because this is genuinely really beneficial, especially if you're struggling with hearing things. There are a lot of people who even have issues with conversing with other people. If you're in a restaurant and there's a lot of people talking and there's a lot of noise, this can help you with that as well. Having this kind of hearing aid on sort of only restricts you to a certain area, because this does have an omnidirectional microphone, yes, but it does have that gain control. And thanks to that, if you have a lower gain, you'll be able to hear the people closer to you than the rest of the hum around you. So it's a pretty interesting little set of hearing aids, I'd say, and it's got the convenience of charging it up when it needs to and do what it has to. And like most other hearing aids, it also does use a BA driver, which you can in fact see through the housing. Now, this set of hearing aids in particular does have two different colored housings. One is a blue and one is a red. So, the red goes into the right ear, right for red, R for red, R for right, and the blue one goes to the left. There is another version that comes in a beige coloring, so it's a different housing color, that's it. And there are price differences, but functionality remains absolutely the same. So if you are okay using the beige variant, it is a little more affordable. So if you are planning on buying this, coming to the price of this, like I did mention, it has a beige variant. The beige variant is available on Amazon for about $199 US dollars, whereas the red and blue model is about $249 US dollars. So, I mean, it's up to you which one you want to get, but I'd say it's a good step in the direction of making hearing aids a little more accessible, because some of them can be frightfully expensive, especially the bespoke ones. When you go and make a custom one, they can be quite expensive. So it makes sense if you have folks that do want to try hearing aids and they don't want to spend too much. This makes sense to try. This might be the right hearing aid that lasts them however many years. But it's pretty nice to see a brand like this actually come out with something that's so accessible and with so many customization options. So anyway, that's my quick review on the Tomore TM-6120 Mini Pros. These are called the Mini Pro hearing aids. And I do hope that it's given you a better understanding for these hearing aids, and I do hope that I've helped you make some sort of purchase decision. If you would like to help support the channel, I'm sure you know exactly how to. But of course, thank you for tuning in for some sound advice.